Hey there, folks. Sometimes CSSBattle.dev has a little hiccup putting up the daily target, as it did today. I got a word that it's reloaded, so let's reload and see about that. And here we are. Ooh. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness. That is an interesting shape. Isn't that an interesting shape? That is an interesting shape. All right. I think we've got some particularly interesting shapes going on here. It sure looks to me like all these lines are parallel. So I'm going to do blank template, but I'm going to immediately make that not be, make the paragraph tag not visible. So what I want to see is if these are really parallel lines. So I'm going to do a linear gradient at an angle. This is really just to understand the shape. I don't think this is going to be usable code to solve it. But let's say this is like 30 degrees, and I'm going to do yellow, and then the dark blue, and then I'm going to do the light blue, and then the dark blue, and then the yellow. All right, so so that's a pretty gradient and not really relevant to what we're doing. But let's put once we put some color stops on here, we'll get there. 100 pixels, and then 0. So I'm just going to move this color stop up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 200. And really, I only care about that there. And then this, so let's, okay, so go to 10 pixels, and then another 0, to 15. That sure looks parallel. And then this next one would be a small amount to 30 pixels. And then I need another 0 to sort of solidify. 30 to 40 to 45. And then probably another 15 to 60 pixels, 0. So I'm looking at that to see, and that sure looks like it's going to do the trick in terms of some of these shapes. Not all of these shapes, mind you. So what do we need to do? I think we need to make, so, okay. Looking at these numbers, I think we have a 15 pixel border on an element at 30 degrees. And that means this other one rotated 30 degrees. So the first thing we're gonna do is build one of those. Fun, right? It's gonna be super fun. Maybe it's gonna be easy. And then I think there's a border radius as well. So let's do that. Put this element using margins, and then border solid blue, 30 pixels. Or no, 15. Yeah, that looks right. And then that height is going to be, oh, I don't think I paid attention, 30. I think that's our shape. That's basically our shape. And then a border rotate 30 degrees. And I need missing a semicolon. And I'm going to kill this whole background. I just want to put the yellow on now. Okay. So if I move these margins down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 110, 120. Hey, that looks pretty tight. 7. So now we have that. And immediately we've got some problems. Yeah, we got some issues here. How do we solve them? We're gonna solve them. Okay, let's do a box shadow. Box shadow. No, that's not what I want at all. I am thinking about a box shadow, but no, I'm probably not doing box shadow. Border radius is what I want. Radius 30 pixels. How about 20 pixels? So that's pretty good. It doesn't. We've got some inner parts that are going to be a little bit complicated. So how do we do that? So we've got other rounded parts. So we might have several different things that we need to do here. It has me, so right now I'm thinking about doing divs. That's probably the wrong approach. Be that as it may. This is pretty good, but it's not great. The question is, if I change these border widths, do I get something different? So let's change that. Let's do border width 15 pixels and then another number. How about 30 pixels? 40, 50, 60. That's kind of interesting. Doesn't solve our problem. That is what I would call an imperfect solution. Okay, so what's next? What is next? Let's create the second one. P plus P. The rotate on this one will be minus 30 degrees. And then we're going to plop them in and then add a negative margin here, minus 120, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80. Not bad. I no longer like. So do we need more elements here? I think we might. We might need more elements, in which case we can simplify these. This just needs to be solved, I think. So let's leave the border radius, ditch the border clump, and put a background of the blue. Background blue. And then I think we need more height because we just killed a bunch of height. So 45. And we probably need more margin, or maybe we need 60. 60. There we go. All right. So what's next? And is there anything we can do to cut out this background? Because strictly speaking, we don't need all of this. We only need the edges of this, and we might be able to simplify this a little bit. Let's do a linear gradient to the side. Let's see what that looks like. So we do blue, transparent, blue at a 90-degree angle, and that, yes, that's an interesting effect. That's not what we want. 90 degrees, and go 30%, 0, 70%, and 0. So now we've got that. So that's too far. How about 20%? 25%, and then 75%. Does that get us anything good? I think it might. It might give us something good. It might be the basis for some of this. All right. So if we do the rectangle parts in the back, right? We've got a dark blue rectangle and a light blue rectangle. So I'm going to do that. I'm avoiding the hard part. Conic gradient of yellow. Let's do the light blue part. So transparent, 75%, and then the light blue, 0, at how wide is it? It goes from here, 150, to here, 250, so 100 pixels over. And then the height is like 50 pixels. And then we move it over, 100 pixels, 100 pixels. So we're gonna move it into place, a little more over, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then down, 2, 3, 2, and then a little taller, it's 60 tall. And then let's do another one, another conic gradient. It's very similar, but not the same. And that has yellow as its 75% around. And then the dark blue as its secondary color. And its at value is wider, how about 200? And its ats are to that. So we'll go, what, over 50 pixels? 70, 80, 90, 100 over, and then down 60 pixels, 70, 80, 90. Okay, and then it's taller, so the at is taller. 60, 100, 10, 20. So that's what we've got now. So two conic gradients gives us a picture frame in the background without creating any new elements. So what do we need to do to do the rest of it? So the second one is rotated second degree. So I think that what I want to do is a pattern. P and then B is rotated the other way, and then this one is also rotated the other way. And then I need another attribute here. So A and A. Okay. And I think by doing the margins on A, I can get what I need here. So I'm going to do B, B, and then I need an A. And the background of A is light blue. And I'm going to adjust these margins to be more, 100. There we go. Oh, this is actually not too bad. So let's, okay, we'll go with it. We're almost there. 110, 20, 30. Cool. And we need to make it less tall. So that height is what? Height so we had borders of 15, so it's 60 tall. So is it just 30? Maybe. And the border radius is a little different, isn't it? Border radius is, let's see, 20 pixels. Oh, probably it's 10 pixels. Okay. And then the margins are currently these, but we need these to be a little bit different. Oh, wait. Oh, so I lied. This number needs to be less. 1, 6, 5, 4. 3, 35. There it is. Beautiful. I think we got one of them. And then AB. Oh, so this number then needs to be a little different. 2, 3, 4, 3. Why isn't that working? I need an A-B indicator. So which one is which? A, B. So that's the attribute selector for the very last item, this guy here. And I'm just going to put background red on it so I can see it. Which one is which? Which one is correct? So that one is good. AB is good, and that's the last one. That means what does that mean? That means that this one is bad. So A, so this, okay, so this margin needs to be this, and then this margin is less 2. No, that's not the one I want to work on. I want to work on this one, 2. We are not affecting the right one at all. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Not sure. So let's do, so we're going to comment, because clearly we got something a little off. Okay, so we got that one. So that one's too high. So that means this guy, this number is too much. So 95? Oh, that's the, I'm looking at the wrong number. It's got to be this one, 10, 20, 30, 40, 35. There it is. Okay. So let's so now we've got a chance. I'm going to remove the margin from the second one. Uncomment here. And then adjust this bottom number. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then remove that. Plunk. Let's submit and find out if we're 100%. We might not be. I see some edges there that are not very pretty. Maybe just a little bit of a hint of an image, but it could be right. Oh, it is right. We'll take it. So 4 elements to do these. I think that there would be an interesting way potentially to do a background with the content box with some padding. Maybe, but you still have the issue of potential problems. You could also do this with the divs with backgrounds, maybe. And then can I simplify? No, I can't. I can't simplify it, can I? Because I still need to look through and let all that through. You could do this with some elaborate clip paths as well. But I'm content with that solution. I'm not going to try another way. This is a complicated one. This is complicated. If this one is hard, if you spent a long time on this, that's correct. This is a hard one, but it's super fun. Super fun one, worth waiting for. Yeah, really enjoyed that one. Hope you're having a good day out there. Go make a webpage. Be good to yourself and each other, and go make that webpage. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.